What if electricity stopped working forever? Imagine waking up to a world plunged into total darkness. No lights, no internet, no buzzing appliances. It's not a temporary blackout, the power is gone forever. This isn't a sci-fi movie. It's a scenario that forces us to question. How would life survive when electricity no longer exists? Electricity powers every facet of our modern lives. From charging our phones to transporting food supplies, everything depends on it. What if one day the grid simply stopped working? Let's unravel the drastic changes and challenges humanity would face in such an electrifying predicament. The immediate impact? Chaos. Cities would grind to a halt as public transport stops running. Airplanes would remain grounded, and cars, while independent, would eventually fail as gas and fuel distribution relies on electrical systems. Daily commutes would be replaced by confusion and panic. Our homes wouldn't feel like homes anymore. Without electricity, heating and cooling systems fail, refrigerators cease to work, and running water becomes a luxury. Food quickly spoils, leaving many without access to safe meals. This collapse of convenience sets the stage for the larger problem ahead. In a world without power, the food supply chain collapses. Farms worldwide depend on electric machinery for irrigation, harvesting, and distribution. With transportation networks down, grocery shelves would empty within days, pushing humanity into a dire hunger crisis. Even water systems, which rely heavily on pumps and purification plants, begin to deteriorate. Clean water shortages could lead to widespread health issues and conflicts. People would turn to survival farming and scavenging, reshaping how we think about food and water access. Hospitals, as we know them, would cease to function. ICU machines, X-rays, ventilators, and surgical equipment rely on electric power. Life-saving procedures turn impossible in this new reality. Pharmaceutical supply chains would also break down, making even basic medicine hard to obtain. For millions relying on daily medication, this could mean life-threatening consequences. Communities would need to turn to alternative medicine and home remedies for survival. Think of how often you use your smartphone or computer daily. In a powerless world, phones, radios, TVs, and the internet would stop working, cutting off all modern methods of communication. We'd be isolated from loved ones and the global flow of information. Even traditional methods like postal services would fall apart without electrical systems for sorting and transportation. Communities would need to rebuild old-fashioned, word-of-mouth networks for any news or updates, fundamentally changing how we interact. A world without electricity disrupts economies overnight. Banks, ATMs, and digital payment systems rely on electrical power. With no access to money, trade would shift to bartering, creating inequality. Businesses collapse, workplaces shut down, and unemployment rates skyrocket, leading to widespread poverty. Crime rates could rise as desperation grows. Lacking surveillance systems, security measures, and organized law enforcement, societies may plunge into chaos. The absence of modern policing would force communities to rely on self-regulation and mutual trust, a situation filled with challenges. Amid the destruction, nature would thrive. Without the hum of electric machines or emissions from power plants, pollution levels would plummet. Skies might turn bluer, water bodies cleaner, and wildlife roam more freely. The absence of electricity could unintentionally heal parts of the planet. However, this rebalance comes at the cost of human struggle. It serves as a stark reminder that while the Earth can live without electricity, humanity depends heavily on it for survival. If humanity is anything, it's resourceful. A powerless world would challenge us to adapt using manual tools, renewable energies, and ancient knowledge. Wind, solar, and hydropower systems, while small-scale, could become critical solutions for a world in darkness. Communities may foster a modern renaissance of craftsmanship, exchanging high-tech skills for practical ones like building, farming, and sewing. Collaboration among neighbors could become the foundation of survival, reminding us of the power of unity in adversity. This hypothetical scenario leaves us with an urgent question: are we prepared for adversity? While a permanent loss of electricity may seem unlikely, shorter outages or natural disasters can still disrupt life. Learning survival skills, conserving energy, and investing in emergency resources now could safeguard our future. The scenario of losing electricity forever challenges us to reconsider our dependence and prepare for the unexpected. Will we thrive or simply survive? The answer depends on the steps we take today. Let's spark the conversation, raise awareness, and build a resilient tomorrow together. What if electricity stopped working forever? Take action now. Review your emergency preparedness plan, learn basic survival skills, and educate your community about the fragility of modern systems. Who knows? A little preparation today could light the way to a better tomorrow, even in the darkest times.